What's up guys, it's Jesse here at Fantasy Customs for Life. Back again at you today for part 2 of this new gsxr quad build. If you missed last video, I'll go ahead and catch you up. This is a 2005 Polaris Predator 500 four-wheeler that has been engine swapped with a 2005 Suzuki gsxr 600 engine. The builder of this quad did a less than stellar job on a lot of things and it's just not acceptable. So what we're about to tackle here is the frame. As you saw, I just drained the radiator, but I can't even remove the radiator without cutting the frame. That needs to be addressed. The thing needs to be able to be removable without cutting the frame, and let's go ahead and try and make that stronger. Okay, so we're back here again today. I've got the other side top frame rail finished, and so I've removed now this side. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get a little bit of footage of me building this top frame rail. So we're going to try and pretty much copy the other side, although the motor is slightly offset. This is my homemade tube bending jig. And it actually works reasonable because there's a few different curvatures of the bend. I know it looks pretty crude, but for just some very minor bending with this tubing, it actually works good enough to get the job done. So sure, I'd love to have a JD squared with all the dies. If somebody wants to buy that for me, that would be awesome, or donate theirs if they're retiring or find that they don't use it anymore. I'd love to have one, but I don't. And I had a bandsaw instead of using a sawzall, but the bandsaw was pretty used and abused, and I didn't really feel like fixing it up. But I should get a little bandsaw. That would be really nice to have. Save me a little bit of time. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna get you guys set up here, and you can watch how this works. I pretty much just slide the tube in there and then start bending whatever I need, and then I keep matching it up over here to the frame to make sure that I got it all right. And so yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my Kawasaki sign up there. It's pretty sweet. One of my buddies, I don't know if he really gave it to me or just let me borrow it or what, but yeah, it was unfortunate that somehow that corner got chipped off. That was really sad. That happened to us when we were hanging it up, but it was pretty cool. Anyways. So I've decided to try this out. What it is making a mount for I need to redo this, the frame pieces on this thing. I've decided, because I already have to do half of it, I'm going the whole way. And so I'm gonna weld, I've already, as you can see, tightened this down so that it crunched that pipe around there. I might not have needed to go quite that tight, but that doesn't bother me. So I'm gonna fill this in with weld on the end of it. And that's going to be a nice end mount piece there. Okay, so just like the other side, I see where the end is going to be, and then looking at it, I find where the middle is and pretty much just match it up to the other side of where the bend is. And so I know where the bend starts and where it ends. So now I don't understand. I don't remember this thing being so out. There it goes. Alright, so I see the start of the bend. Let's see. I know it's gonna be in an inch or so. Did I ever? Yeah. Okay, so now the bend goes the other way. Looks close, let's check it out. I don't think it's quite there. I just want to check it out. One thing about this is it's just not easy to get things in and out of this particular clamp. Having a better clamp would definitely help me. So maybe I need to figure out a better way to clamp this thing maybe. Because this thing's just a pain in the butt, man. So this is what I've got right now. Let's go check it out. There we go. Alright, so here's this, here's that. And yeah, it's looking like it needs to bend another, I don't know what that is, maybe 20 degrees or something. But I like where the bend is at so far, so far so good. I'm gonna give it one more quick bend. Okay, so that's what I've got now. It's gonna go bolt here, out here. It's gonna reconnect onto this right here. And when that's right next to it, we'll do the exact same thing with the bolt and the little bracket on the end. Alright, so right now, let's get this end drilled and a nut put in there. Alrighty. Be careful when you don't have things strapped. Tighten down carefully enough. You can get hurt real quick. Stupid. Okay, now for the second hole. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do to create a nice fitted end mount. Go ahead and get a nut that, this, as you can see, this thing just barely snugly fits in there. This one also threads on there, but see how it's a much smaller nut? You definitely want, I think, the biggest nut that will fit in there and thread into your piece. So once that's sitting in there, I can get piece set up where it's supposed to go, and we can try and catch those threads on that knot, which didn't take much at all. We got it. Now it's at the other side. I wish I had another one of those bigger nuts on here. Let's see. Maybe I can find one. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so we got another 17 millimeter nut, which is a little bit bigger than this. This looks like a 14. which is fine. But and sometimes if I don't have a big enough nut on there, I'll actually use a washer, which let's do it. Let's aid in this whole smushing process. Now we want to get this in the proper position. And we just begin to crush that pipe down, just like so. Get it perfectly in the position that we want. Oh, that end's spinning. Can't let that end spin there. I need all my hands. See if we can get that to sit nicely. Alright, let's see. Right there. I can see it pinching it down. Go ahead and loosen it, and we can get that washer on there. I really love the washer to help smash that. Oh no! Alright, we gotta pause. Problems as usual. Okay, now as you can see, we've got it in the vise here. The nut is still in the middle. I left it nice and loose there a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and weld that end up, weld that nut inside there so that it's a good little mount there. Now while it's nice and hot, yeah, make sure you can still turn it. We'll put a little more weld on there in a second. Oh yeah, she's free, so that's the main thing. You can't, hold my glove here. You can't have it hung up in there, that's all. I'd say that looks pretty nice. I think we can go with that. She's red hot. We'll let it cool down. Make sure she's still moving. Oh yeah, she's good. Okay, as you can see, we've got it bolted there. It's already pretty decent. So I'm thinking complete this bend and weld our mount up here and then get it to bolt. And then once we do that, I'm thinking we'll weld to this top mount there. I think that's how I want to do it. Yeah, I guess I need to make some marks on there with my pen. Okay, so it can start bending anytime after this right here, and so the top is going to be facing here. That's going to go in, maybe slightly upwards, just a teensy, somewhere between there. And so, yeah, let's see on the other side. Yeah, it starts bending right away and then it stops pretty quickly. So I think that's what we want right there. Okay, so now this part here requires just a little bit of welding here. We're going to tack this mount piece right up where it goes. And so as you can see, you know, I didn't really plan for this, but it did get a little bit closer to these things than I wanted to. But it's just going to run right between them, and it's not going to touch the engine up here. And then we'll weld to that mount after we get this welded up. So right there, and we're going to drill it. Yep, they both sit just barely below the front there, which is okay for me. I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so that was the tack. Let me get the drill set and ready to drill this. Okay, now we're going to go to the next drill bit size. Perfect. Alright, that's that. So I'm going to put a bolt through here, nut on the back side, and then we can finish up welding this bottom mount here. This piece really looks nice. I mean, it just flows really nicely. Both sides are pretty even, and I really like this piece. I'm going to install the radiator, and I'm going to install the new radiator fan, which is, it's like an 8.5 inch fan, which is way bigger than the stock. I think it's a 6 inch maybe stock. I'll have to measure it and I'll let you know. But yeah, I'd say it's probably not bigger than 6 inches. Anyways, we'll put this radiator here and the fan, and then I can start making the mounts for the fan. I'll make at least a couple of mounts for the fan to get that in position, and then if I still have time today, which I probably won't, we'll go ahead and make the bars that are going to come down to the bottom here. And once those bars are made, I'm actually going to make some more mounts. So either something like that or something like that at the bottom here, and it will be the third spot where there's a bolt and a nut, and that will connect to this tube, so it'll be welded right here on both sides, but it will be connected with a bolt down here. So you'll go unbolt, 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 and this whole piece will come out, because as you could see the way they had done it before, once you connect from here to here, you cannot get the radiator in and out anymore. So that needs to be able to remove, because it's likely with an off-road machine and a big radiator that you're going to poke a hole through that someday, or eventually it's going to rot out. And so instead of having to cut the frame and then re-weld the piece back in the frame every time you want to replace your radiator or remove your radiator, this way you'll be able to unbolt one side of this, pull the radiator and the fan, and then put it back in, re-bolt this side together. So that's my plan behind it. I usually try and think things through like that, just like the motor. And I know the previous builders, although they didn't do an aesthetically pleasing job at all, they did at least make these top engine mounts on both sides removable. And that way they could get this engine in and out, which obviously if you want to send it off to be powder coated or get paint on the inside of here, the engine would have to come back out. And so I don't know why when they were finished that they didn't pull this engine back out and paint, but I guess it just wasn't in the budget. Anyways, let's continue here. great. Alrighty then. Time to get the radiator in there. Okay, let's get this radiator back installed, and then we can start looking at that radiator fan to see what we're gonna do to get that mounted. Time to get that radiator bolted up. I'm gonna be ending this video here, pick up in the next part 3 of this quad build, in which I'll be mounting the fan and finishing up the final legs of the frame rails. I never imagined how long it would take to edit some of these videos, but without editing the videos, they're hours long. So I'm trying to get better at like one and done type of video recording. And so that's just like good little short shots and to the point, and focus more on like the shot and less about like other things, I guess. So I'm going to try and start figure that out here in my future videos. And I really think it'll help better my content overall and help get rid of a lot of the editing process, which is what's taking so long. It'll help me quickly produce finished content. My goal with that is to be able to upload every other day. So wish me luck with that. And honestly, I've been blown away with all the support from everyone, and I can't believe this channel is right on the heels of 3,000 subscribers and 3 million views. I'm not sure if we're going to make either of those before the end of this month, which is New Year's, but I guess that's up to y'all. So if you want to help, go ahead and stay tuned, subscribe, share, thumbs up, and I'll catch you later.